Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Flea Market Adventures. So this week it's kind of like half and half. The first half I went to a friend of mine's house, actually a cousin of mine, and he was getting rid of some of his retro games and a few figures, as well as this pawn shop where you're looking at right now. This pawn shop does mostly video games on the wall, a few electronics, and they had this toy shelf out of nowhere. The owner said that they had picked up someone's lot in a cardboard box. The guy just dropped it off. They priced it, and I came in to swoop up all the stuff I wanted in the first 2 days, and a lot of it was priced very fairly. That same day we were working in the garden, and my buddy Blair, big shout out to Blair, gives me a call, and he lets me know that there was the fifth wave out in the far Walmart. So I had a bit of a drive to go, but I picked up wave 5 of Masters of the Universe, so I'm really happy to have them in the collection because these are already completely bare on the shelves. You know, I want that cardboard cutout too on the top. If I ever see one, I don't condone it, but I think I'd try and swipe one, or at least ask Walmart if I could have it. So at the end of the weekend, my cousin Dio called me, and he says that I got a Nintendo to sell you, and I found a couple of retro games. Why don't you come over, check out what I have in my basement, and he wanted to pitch an idea. So I'll show you the stuff that he sold me in a little bit, but this is just a tiny fraction of his collection. He's got Joe's, Ninja Turtles, a lot of wrestlers, horror movies, comics, you name it, he has it. And we might start a podcast in the summer just talking about, you know, like everyone else, the 80s stuff. We grew up in it and all the stuff that we love. So look forward to that. I'll have more information as the summer begins. And then again, just baskets of great stuff. Now, you know, I'm jealous. He's got, look, even on his spare room, it's just like a child's bed covered with Super Nintendo games. But look, you got a Vince McMahon LJN figure, stuff I haven't seen since I was a little kid. So definitely look forward to this podcast that we're talking about. And then quickly, everything that I picked up at the pawn shop and from my cousin. We'll go through these quickly, and I'm going to do this a little differently than what you're used to from most videos, where I'm going to show you what I picked up after each segment. So this is after the pawn shop and Dio's house, so here's all the things that I picked up. Very quickly, 3-4 seconds, you know, $20 for everything. And then from the pawn shop, most figures were like $3 or $4. I think the most I spent was the Power Combiners Transformers, and they were still in their packaging, and I think I spent $7.99 for those. It's funny too, I started taking everything off the shelves. Like I said, I was talking to the guy a little bit. He says, yeah, somebody came in with a big cardboard box of figures, and he said, what would you give me for these? So the guy bought it for a lump price. And obviously he got it pretty cheaply because, like I said, like I spent all of $90 on everything, and some of this is newer stuff, so I don't know if somebody was just cutting down their collection or if they started a collection and they realized they didn't have room for it, or actually buying Transformers is very expensive. Either way, you know, the pawn shop made $90, and I guess they were happy with that, and of course I was happy with that. So, you know, it's a combination of figures, toys, a few Super Nintendo and NES games, and this is a new format, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think about seeing all of my pickups like this while I'm just talking to you. If you prefer that it stays like this, let me know, or if you'd rather me go back to the old usual way where I'd show it for about 10 or 15 seconds with how much I picked it up for, what the value is now, and where I actually got it. You know, it's, you guys are watching this, so I definitely want to take your advice, and you know, I'm always open to criticism. And here are the Masters of the Universe figures I picked up. And a bunch of magazines that Dio actually threw into, which was very nice. Some of these are excellent magazines. You know, Prima and some Nintendo Power. Some stuff that I haven't seen since I was like 15, 16 years old. And they're all in great shape. And what I love about these magazines now is I go back and I read them. Like, I like to go back and just sit down with a cup of coffee on a Sunday morning and just go back through them. You know, you can find all this stuff so easily on the internet now, but it's nice to go back. And now the second part of the video. This is the Flea Market Adventures. This was from the last weekend in May. Of course, we went to St. Eustache. Bear with me, guys. We will be getting to the other flea market soon. This might be the last SNES flea market video for a little while. I want to get to Loch, I want to get to Bromont, and, you know, good Lord willing, we'll get to the States sometime this year. Longtime viewers might remember these guys, my nephew Bowen and Ren, and now with my niece Emma Jean. They decided to come out with their parents to go look around at the flea market that day, and they were right back in hunting. Dinkies, hockey cards, and Star Wars characters are what they were after that day. Now lately I've been surprised how many sealed Walkmans and Discmen I've been finding out in the wild. Like, I can't believe that these things haven't been opened up in essentially, what, 20, 25 years? Walkman's even older. I remember being a little kid having these. Ah, this table. Some knockoff G1s, some broken Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I'm sorry I stopped the clip right here because then the guy and I kind of got into a little altercation. He was mad that I was recording. I was fine with that. I turned off my phone, but then he kept going and going and going. I'll never go back to that guy's table. He's a regular. Speaking of regulars, I love coming to this guy's booth, but everything's so overpriced. So we're setting world records here at the flea market. We've been here for about 30 minutes and we haven't bought anything yet. A lot of tables again, but nothing that we're looking for. So someone that I know now at the flea market, his name is Lance. We actually had tables near each other at one of the shows I sold at. He sets up at St. Eustache once or twice a month. He's usually out at the Loch flea market. Anyway, he's always got some great vintage and retro stuff. It's priced accordingly, but, you know, we have a camaraderie, so every time I see him, he lets me bundle a bunch of stuff together. So I finally broke the seal, and I bought something at the flea market today. And because I'm not good with segues, let's just go right into the pickups from the flea market. So with the exception of Mass Effect, which was a late birthday present from my stepson, everything that you see here has been picked up at the flea market. And again, guys, let me know down in the comments, do you prefer it to be fast like this, or would you rather I go back to my little, you know, drawn out how much I paid for each item? And you can see there wasn't a lot from the flea market this week. I think I spent $40, if that. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like it, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Down in the comments, guys, let me know if there was anything on the tables that I missed. I always love going back and looking. Take care.